Hi, hello, welcome to another episode of Sea Change Cinema, episode 8. My name's Abby C, and I'm delighted to dive into your inbox once more after another busy week. This week, we're talking about email lists. I know it's really exciting, isn't it? But actually, it is exciting because here we have another opportunity to have conversations with our potential customers and our current customers, to build relationships and to explore and get creative with the way that we communicate with the people who want to hear from us. So, whether you've got an email list or you've just started out, or more even likely that you have an email list and you've abandoned it slightly, whatever your situation is, don't worry. This episode is going to help you get really clear on what it is that you want from your email list and how you want to present yourself to the people who subscribe to you. So let's dive in. Now, lots of people worry that email lists is just another thing to add into the very busy week. And I'm not going to lie, it is a busy thing to add in at the end of a very busy week. But you are so in control of how it all fits together. So let me first of all backtrack and explain why an email list is important. If you've not got one, or if you've left yours kind of straggling a little bit, the people who subscribe to your email list have given you explicit permission to get in touch with them. They might not hang around forever. If you're thinking of unsubscribing from me, by the way, um, they might not hang around forever, and that's fine because you're okay to be with someone for a bit of their journey, and vice versa. I mean, how many people have you unsubscribed from in the past? But while you have their attention, you have their email address, you have their names, you can easily have a conversation with the people who subscribe to your email list and find out more about what they're up to, what they want to hear from you, and how they want to actually consume the content that you send them. So there's a really deep, rich opportunity to not just share your news, because it's not about you, it's about what you can do for your subscribers. But you've got this real opportunity of live humans who will probably answer questions if you ask them, who will help you come up with some ideas or suggestions if you're struggling, who will share in experiences with you if you share those experiences, and get vulnerable and get personal. So they become your community. Now, you can let that become just a straightforward transactional business relationship, but I think you're missing a trick here, because ultimately there's so much more that you can do that you can't do on social media. An email sticks around in someone's inbox. I mean, if it's anything like my inbox, probably for eternity. But you can see what I mean. A social media post lasts as long as the scroll. An email lasts an awful lot longer. And I happen to know that some people open my emails 3-4 times because there's loads of resources and insight in there. So it's really important to think about why you want to have an email list. And if it's a bit more than just because you want to share your news, then you have got this glorious opportunity to build a lovely relationship with whoever it is that signs up. Okay, so that is my big shout out for why you should have a mailing list. I feel like I'm losing the light here. It's getting dark very quickly. So anyway, the main points for your mailing list is think about the kind of relationship that you want to have with people. Think about what sorts of content people will want to hear from you. Do they want a discount code? Will they want some free postage and packing? Will they want some insight and shared knowledge? Will they just actually want the company news? Will they want a little bit more of your life? Maybe you're into lifestyles or interiors. Will they want to hear a bit more from you and see a bit more around that? So if you can really shape more of a picture around that, then you're going to have, again, another opportunity to create really valuable content that people will look forward to receiving. Now, I know you might worry about people opening your emails, but even if you only get one person opening your email for a little while, that's one person. That's one person more than none. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could have done that some yourself. But the thing with email lists is that they do grow. Now, if you're one of my sailing list dreamboats, you'll know that every week I say hello to my new subscribers. This week in particular, I've had a lovely bump in people that wanted to join and find out more about the cinema. So hello, if you're one of my new viewers. So as you can see, my email list is growing organically week by week, and it's growing at a pace that I can manage, and I'm still able to connect with them and be myself. There's no urgency there to be anything other than what I am, thank God, because I can only just about hold that together, as I'm sure you know as well. So first of all, just get it done. Get it out there, see what happens. If people don't like it, you can always experiment, try different content, try different email subject lines, but just keep going. And that leads me really nicely on to a very important point, which is decide how often you can manage to send an email out, and let people know that that's what you do, because there's your accountability. So after floundering with my email list for a while, I just announced that I was going to send an email out every Friday. It was going to be a video. It was the Sea Change Cinema. I kind of said it before I even thought it through, but here we are. It had to be done. I don't want to let you down, and I don't want to let myself down. So stick to it. Be consistent. People will start to recognize that you send an email out on a Wednesday, and they'll look to it. And if they don't look to it, then they'll miss it, but they'll maybe catch up with the next one. So just be consistent and stick to your guns, and give it a long period of time before you start thinking this isn't working. We're in this for the long haul, aren't we? Now, the other thing that I wanted to cover off with this is not knowing what your readers or your subscribers would want to hear. So here's another little idea for finding that out. Go back to your social, go back to all the emails where people have bought from you, or there's some kind of a transaction or conversation, and really work out what those conversations are all about, because that's what people want from you. If your posts are getting a bit more engagement than a different type of post, that's what your customers want to hear from you. So pull it all together, look at it all, keep loads of notes, put it out in a scrapbook, however you work, and see what comes up once you look at it all in terms of what other people like from you. Then you can decide if you want to send an email out that's mainly visual, or an email out that's video like I do, or a bit of both, whatever. That is entirely down to the relationship that you have already created with people. And the final point, sorry, I'm just looking at my notes, how unprofessional. The final point that I wanted to come up with is have an objection for your list before you get started. So you've taken all of that info and you've worked out what you're going to send and when you're going to send it and what you're going to do with it. And now it's time to think about what your objection is. Do you want people to just start buying from you, in which case you're going to have to build in some kind of opportunity to showcase your products and your services? Or do you want to use it as a way to build your network and build your community? I would always recommend starting with that first. Connect first, sell second. For me, my mailing list is not an opportunity to sell. When I have something to promote, you will be the first to hear about it, but I'm not going to be a massive sales email sequence person. That's just not my style. So you need to decide if you're going to make a soulful connection with your mailing list, or if it's going to be purely transactional. And again, that will steer the quality and the value that you send out on a regular basis. And the final thing, I think I said that the last one was the final thing. The final thing is that I just wanted to remind you that if people sign up for your emails, it's because they want to hear from you. Now, yeah, we all sign up to millions of marketing gurus and business coaches and all the rest of it. And I've said this in previous episodes. There's a very noisy world out there, and there's loads of people doing the same thing that you're doing, but there's no one else that's you. And there's someone out there who wants to hear what you've got to say in your voice, in your style, in your unique way, because you're bloody brilliant. So don't get in your own way. Don't let the demons stop you from doing it. Just give it a try. And if you need any extra support on that, hit reply to my email and I'll help you in any way I can. 10 minutes, I'm going. Thanks for watching this episode of Sea Change Cinema. The light is about done. That must mean it's wine time. Have a great weekend, and I'll catch up with you next week for another glamorous episode. Take care. Thanks so much. Bye bye.